Alright, so what about the Life Bane zombie?
It's a shrivel high score, isn't it? So if you can get this guy with your shrivel, you're happy.
Um, yeah, I guess so,
It's
but
uh, it's a 3 evasive power for 3 mana. That sounds very good to me.
yeah, and you do occasionally get a sweet upside when you cast him too.
Yes, and it's you're the black deck, so there's probably less black decks on the table. So somewhere between 40 and 50% of decks will be no more than that. They will have to play red blue or red black or blue black for this not to be useful. Especially, of course, their hand can be empty.
Yeah,
But I think
but
this is a relevant upside.
yeah, if you're this is much more relevant than the other hate card that we saw. Actually, I think
Yes.
because you can just you can straight up get a 2-for-1 with him, and you even get an evasive, powerful 2-for-1 with him.
Yes. That can trade up if you need to.
Yeah, it can definitely just trade up. So I like this guy. I'm picking him very highly. He might even be first pick material to me.
Yeah, given that the ability to mass remove 1 toughness creatures is so limited here compared to M13. In M13 he wouldn't be a first pick because he would die so often. But
Yeah, but
imagine casting
even
this on
if
turn 3 taking pacifism.
you have to take a creature card. It's a green or
Oh,
white.
okay, sorry. Yeah. Well, that's true.
It's only a green or white creature card, but that is still relevant. You know, if you can cast this and catch and get their rumbling Baloth from their
Yep.
hand, you just 2-for-1 of them, and then you also get an evasive 3-1 body with it. So, yeah, this guy is very very good. I think.
But you're taking Doomblade over him, aren't you?
I'm not so sure. Doomblade doesn't kill him, so maybe I'll just pass the Doomblade to my left and say, "Have fun."
Well, he is a high pick. I'm thinking, is he a first to third or a second to
You're
fourth?
you're probably right there. I'm probably taking him. I'm probably taking the Doomblade over him. So probably second to fourth.
He's still a 1 toughness creature.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely happy. And I will probably first pick him more times than not.
So he's certainly more fun than Doomblade.
Yes. Tide Binder Mage.
Tidebinder Mage. I'm still scrolling down here to see what he does.
What? That's a relevant hate ability.
Yeah, it's
That's pretty strong.
yeah, that is pretty strong, isn't it? Tap target red or green
On a
creature.
body with little downside.
Yeah, this is pretty good. So he's like sort of relevant removal, but he's only like hate based removal. That's my only problem with him. He's hate based removal. He's still a grizzly bear, right? So grizzly bear is always playable.
Yeah, and hitting 2 colors like that is quite relevant.
Yeah. So you're probably always going to get something relevant with him. The question is, are you going to wait to play him? Because if you wait to play him, he loses a lot of his value.
I think he will seldom come down on turn 2 because of the double mana cost, but you will be happy with him anyway.
Yeah, so you basically have to wait for your opponent to play a red or green creature, and then you can cast him. But then after they play a red or blue creature and you cast him, or red or green creature and you cast him, then he's still just only a 2/2 body for 2.
Yes. I think I'd rather have the Void Stalker from 13, which I
Yeah.
think is what this compares to, but I'm thinking like second to fourth pick for this guy.
I don't think I'm going to take him that highly. I think he's probably like a third to fifth because, waiting for your opponent to play a creature so you can tap it, and then also his restricted mana cost for a 2/2 body with no real evasion.
Yeah.
Eh. Like I'm certainly taking.
And of
not
course you
taking-
don't want to trade him later because then the creature will untap.
Yeah. So I think he just doesn't do as much as you. He's still like a pretty good creature, and he's probably worthy of like third to fifth or even fourth to sixth picking him. Yeah.
I'm putting him at 35th then.
Alright.
So here is the Blightcaster, and he's not -1/-1. Like I said, he's -2/-2.
That's
And
super
that
relevant.
sounds very, very strong.
Yeah. So this is a build around me card, I think.
Yeah.
I like this guy a lot. -2/-2. So I played a few more Modern Masters drafts after the one we did, and Dream Spoiler Witches was just awesome. I love Dream Spoiler Witches, which is the -1/-1
Yeah.
ability. So if you look at this guy like a better Dream Spoiler Witches, but only if you cast enchantments. Yeah.
So my biggest question here is how much will you dilute your deck with subpar enchantments to make the enchantment deck work? Like the black enchantment we just looked at. The 3
Yeah, like,
+3/+1.
yeah, the Dark Favor.
Yes.
So if you're the enchantment deck and you have, I would say that you have to have like 2, maybe even 3 of these Blightcasters before you start really going deep on enchantments. But if you're that deck, then you don't mind playing stuff like Dark Favor because your Dark Favor effectively turns into a Disfigure
Yes.
as well. So yeah, he's a build around me card. And I don't really know how to rate build around me cards.
Build around me cards are definitely because you're thinking first pack, first pick, and maybe this is your cue to go enchantments.
Yeah, like I might be tempted to try this guy just as a first pack, first pick, just and go deep with the enchantments deck because I don't think anybody else is going to first pick.
But this effect is like 3 disfigures. That's super relevant.
It is pretty relevant.
Just casting one enchantment of this guy and his. Imagine he was 2/3 that gave a creature -2/-2. That's a first pick.
Yeah, that is a first pick if you get that. But then you're also having to play subpar cards that you might not otherwise play, like Dark Favor.
Yeah.
And then you're diluting your deck with crappy cards to make another card good.
And we really don't know if you have to do that yet. Because it might be that you have a white-black enchantment deck with good enchantments, like pacifism and stuff like that.
Yeah, pacifism is in the set, so your pacifism also became a Disfigure.
That's pretty good.
Then it's really good. But then you're also waiting to cast your pacifism until you have a Blightcaster down. So yeah, I think this guy is very much a build around me card. But I'm not taking him over Bomb, I'm not taking him over removal, and I'm not taking him over a very solid creature, so
sounds like a second to fourth pick. Or maybe even 35th.
I say I'm not even yeah, I mean he is still removal on a stick, I guess, so well, he's not quite as good as removal on a stick, so I'd probably rate him a little bit lower than 3rd to 5th. Probably thinking more along the lines of 4th to 6th, because he is going to require you to play suboptimal cards and try and draft enchantments aggressively that you might otherwise.
I'm going to have a look at
creatures.
all the enchantments in the set. Is there a good way to sort that?
Wow, I don't know. My guess is not. I just don't think there's enough relevant good enchantments to make that work.
I want to make it work.
Oh, I do too. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do an M14 draft where I'm gonna first pick a Blightcaster and just see what happens.
Yeah, I will too. Let's go on to this card, Haunted Plaintmail.
Oh man, this card looks like a trap to me.
Does it? As soon as you say equipped creature gets +4/+4, that's pretty huge.
That is a pretty big enchantment. Equipment, sorry.
Yes.
And so here's why it looks like a trap to me. The 0 ability. This card is so like awesome in that aspect. If you don't have any creatures, your Haunted Plate Mail comes alive, and you can do this at